Warriors, welcome to another video on my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that now and hit the bell for all the notifications for my upcoming videos. My friends, this video is about health anxiety. And what I want to do today is I want to inspire you if you are in fact in a place that is bewildering, confusing, frustrating. You know, this battle with health anxiety can seem like it's lasting forever because you wake up every single morning checking into your anxiety symptoms, being drawn towards those intrusive ideas, and thinking that at any given moment throughout the day, either you're going to lose it physiologically, psychologically, or you're going to do something wrong in front of somebody and therefore lose your social status. I mean, health anxiety is like tippy-toeing around life at every moment, thinking the worst is going to happen, but it never does, right? So here we are wasting a tremendous amount of energy, focusing on all the wrong aspects when in fact, if we can just focus on a different perspective, what will happen then? Well, that one's going to grow into a belief system. So what I want to do today is I want to share with you some inspiration, okay? These are 5 recovery lessons that I want you to take, and I want you to bring it right into your heart to say, you know what? That's possible for me. Thank you for inspiring me, Dennis, and I am going to work on this starting today. Let's do it. Health anxiety recovery lesson number 1 is that adrenaline can be perceived differently and be used for good. You know, with health anxiety, it's like whenever we get this jolt of energy, this adrenaline, whenever our bodies decide it wants to mobilize itself to protect against a potential threat, either imagined or real, we get the feeling of that's a bad thing. Well, let me tell you something. I used to be, a professional athlete, and I had to rev myself up before matches and before practices, and I relied on this boost of adrenaline, this boost of focus. So it's not always a bad thing, and what we have to do with health anxiety is recognize that if you're having a difficult time, say exercising, okay, because every single time you feel like you're in an elevated state, you feel like something's going to go wrong, we can begin working on the perspective that says, I can use this energy for something good. Because you know what? Anger is the biggest motivator to heal health anxiety. If you can become angry and dissatisfied enough with living with health anxiety, then you will be pulled into a new perspective. And that perspective, right now, is related to adrenaline is something that I can use. I can run faster. I can do more reps, right? I can verbalize my truth to people rather than suppressing my ideas all the time, right? We can use this energy in some way. And if we do, what's going to happen is we are going to start tapping into our true divine selves. Because let me tell you something, and this is very, very important. Don't think that healing is like living like a monk. That's not it, right? Inner peace is always there, but expression should also be there. So if you're in there and you're exercising and you feel like you're getting caught up in things and you're having a great workout, or you're up on a stage and you're verbalizing what you believe to be true, those are good things, okay? Inner peace doesn't mean, just sitting there and meditating all day long. We have to have balance. Balance between doing and not doing. So again, adrenaline can be perceived differently, and we can use it towards some kind of physical or otherwise benefit in our lives. Health anxiety lesson number 2 is that your bodily symptoms can have a mental and emotional root to them. Now, this is important because only 10 to 15% of the world have created a connection between their physical discomfort and it potentially being related to mental and emotional disturbances. Now, if you can put yourself into that 15% and you go, you know what? I'm tired of just dealing with the physical symptom. I've given myself 1,000,000 massages already, right? I've taken this, I've taken that for the physical symptom, and it always seems to come back. Well, now is the time to start tapping into the emotional causes behind your physical symptoms. Because when you suppress an idea, where does it go? Not only does it get stored in the brain, it gets stored in the body because they're both your subconscious mind body. This is very, very important. When you have a traumatic event where you're highly emotional and you feel overwhelmed, maybe as a child, where does that experience get stored? It gets stored in your body. And you know what? As you experience like experiences in your life, that tends to perpetuate the symptom itself. So, anxiety symptoms are nothing more than a representation of an experience that you had way back when and a belief system that is highly overdue to change. It's time to upgrade your belief systems. That's what these symptoms are for. That's what health anxiety is for. Because health anxiety is a chapter in your life, my friend. It's a chapter. It's not a life. It's a chapter. And when we learn the lessons that health anxiety is trying to teach us, when we get back to who we truly are, our beliefs change and our I ams start to change, right? Our identities. So begin making the connection between mental and emotional being connected to the physical and watch what starts to happen in your life. Number 3 lesson is that you can begin feeling good about your courage to take things on rather than feel victimized by anxiety. You have a choice. You have a choice. You can either focus on looking at yourself and saying, my God, am I ever courageous, right? I'm courageous to wake up in the morning and face the day with these anxiety symptoms, mental, emotional, physical, right? I'm able to do this. I'm able to contribute to my family. I'm able to play with the kids. I'm able to make a living. I'm able to support people. I'm able to do all of these things and have health anxiety at the same time. I've got a tremendous amount of courage. I bet you never reminded yourself recently that you are in fact a courageous person. Very courageous, in fact. So you're courageous, you're not a victim. You're not a victim of anxiety. You're not a victim of these symptoms, these sensations, these intrusive ideas, old belief systems. These are being upgraded one day at a time. Okay, so please begin seeing yourself as courageous and not a victim, because you are not a victim. Number 4 is you can begin trusting in the uncertainty of new perceptions towards your health and unfamiliar situations. Okay? Health anxiety sufferers, me included back in the day, had a very difficult time trusting in the uncertainty of new perceptions. Sometimes we think that if we adopt a new perception over something, if we adopt a new belief, then it's just not going to be accepted by others. I'm just not going to be able to maintain it. I don't know how to grow this new perception. It doesn't feel like it's me because I'm an over-worrier. We have all these labels and judgments over ourselves. And the moment we get this light bulb moment that says, oh my God, change is possible. I can perceive in this way. I can achieve X. I can behave differently. We start to become afraid because it's unfamiliar. Okay? But remember, whatever is unfamiliar also comes with vulnerability. And vulnerability is the key to freedom from health anxiety. You have to feel vulnerable, right? You have to. You have to feel vulnerable because your thoughts are changing. You have to feel vulnerable because your actions, your behaviors are changing. You have to feel vulnerable because the pictures that are floating up in your head are different. They're no longer connected to suffering. You're no longer addicted to suffering. You are now addicted to inner peace, and you are addicted to living a lifestyle that you deserve to live. So again, trust in the uncertainty of these new perceptions and say, oh, there's another one. Let me go explore this a little bit, rather than go, oh, that's kind of different. I don't like it, right? Lesson number 5 is that health anxiety healing is meant to be lonely. It's meant to be lonely so that we can reunite with our true identities once again, right? I'll give you an example. Back in the day when I was suffering from health anxiety, I always looked for support. Can anybody support me? And the more support I got, the more support I felt like I needed. Okay, so at some point I was literally running away from myself. The moment something went wrong, like a twinge, or oh my God, a mole, or why are my hands so white, or oh my God, did I get a tan, or what's going on? I literally filtered out the good and only focused on the potential bad. But the moment something went wrong, I looked for support on the outside. I didn't believe that I could heal myself, right? I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that that's the way it was supposed to be. It scared me because I didn't trust in my own ideas. I didn't believe in myself enough. I didn't believe I had the resources. I didn't believe I had the commitment. But the truth is that to maintain health anxiety takes a lot of focus and a lot of energy to maintain it, right? So if we can just tap into the idea that we're going to put that focus and energy onto something else, right, that brings us towards a different place, say freedom and inner peace, then you know what? That's going to compound, right, in the place of the old fears. And that's what we want, okay? So this journey is meant to be lonely because you have to find yourself again. Okay, you've lost touch with who you truly are because you have found yourself living your life strictly based on looking to survive the day. Health anxiety sufferers look to survive the day. They don't look to thrive. They don't look to build upon what they have. They look to survive the day. And the more surviving you look for, okay, the more fight or flight you are in, which means that you are living instinctually, right? You're not living intelligently. You're not living intuitively. You're living instinctually. This is a very reactive way to live, and it's not who you truly are. This kind of instinctual fear should arise, spontaneously sometimes, once in a while during the day or during the week or month, but we don't have to live in that state all the time. I want to give you, the green light today to say, you know what? I can, in fact, live in a different state. I can be who I want to be, and I don't need the support of anybody else. As much as it does feel lonely, and as much as I don't believe in myself right now, when does belief start to show up? Belief starts to show up during the journey, not at the beginning of the journey. So if you're constantly starting over, you're not gaining any belief over yourself, right? You have to stay along the journey for longer periods of time, focusing on a particular method, a program, a plan, and then in time the belief starts to show up. That's what we want. So these are the health anxiety lessons, my friends, that I learned that I wanted to share with you. And I want to leave you with this. Currently, you are not you, but rather a combination of others. Once you see this clearly, you can begin identifying with what feels real to you, okay, and fake to you about you, right? You start to go about your life going, that doesn't fit, but this does. Optimism does, pessimism doesn't, right? Love does, fear doesn't. Connection does fit. Competitiveness doesn't fit. So we start to recognize these things more and more. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Remember that you are more than anxiety. Don't ever forget it. I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy this day because you deserve it.